that is not bad for my first AeroPress cup of coffee. This is my espresso maker and I love using it for making espressos, Americanos, cappuccinos, and it's often in my YouTube videos. You'll see it there. In the summertime, I pull out my cold brew coffee maker. This one's made by Hario. I made another YouTube video about that and I'll link up to that right up there so you can check that video out. And when I'm in a pinch, I use stovetop kettle makers. I have them in various sizes and shapes. These guys help you out when you're in a pinch. Now recently there's something that caught my eye for its its popularity, and its cost. The AeroPress coffee maker. Now in this video, I'm gonna be walking you through how to use the AeroPress coffee maker for the first time. So let's talk about what comes in the box. You have your scoop, you have a stirrer, a funnel or a base, you got your filter cap, you have your piston, and you have your chamber. It's simple, it's all right there. And they also give you this holder for the filters and plenty of filters to squeeze the coffee through. Now what is an AeroPress? It's simple. It's a piston coffee maker that forces water through the chamber, through your filter, and into a cup, and that's all there is to it. Now why use an AeroPress coffee maker? Well, it's perfect when you want to brew a single cup of coffee. It's also simple and durable, and that makes it a favorite among travelers. I'm going to be throwing this thing in my bag on my next trip. Also, it's very, very fun to experiment with thanks to its mini brew methods, its low cost, and its portability. I want to thank all the people on my Twitter feed that pointed me towards this. Dan, James, Chad, Simone, all you guys, thank you very much. And this could easily be on my best travel maker guide linked here, although technically it's not an espresso maker. Now let's get to brewing with this thing. And for this, I want to thank James Hoffman, because he made some videos on YouTube about the AeroPress technique, and I'm following some of his steps and technique to make my first AeroPress coffee. Now let's get into it. I've already measured out 11 grams of coffee. Honduras, oh that smells so good, is what he recommends. Not espresso ground fine, but a little bit more coarser. So there I have my 11 grams. All you need to do is put the filter in the filter cap holder, screw that on like that. I have my measuring scale here and we can reconfirm that this is 11 grams. Put this on here, zeroed it out, put my coffee into the AeroPress. 11.4 grams of coffee I'm using. I'm gonna level it out. Next, we're gonna add 200 grams of water. Now, I wouldn't normally use a glass like this. I'd use a coffee mug, but this way you can see what's going on here through the clear glass. Put that on top. I zero it out. Now they recommend around 80 degrees Celsius water. I just pulled this out of my espresso machine. It was boiling and now it's cooled down a little bit, so it should be around 90 degrees, maybe 85. I'm gonna pour in 200 grams of water. There we have it, 200 grams exactly. You put the piston into the chamber about 1 centimeter, right past the rubber bit, and we're gonna let it set for 2 minutes. I'm gonna set the timer here. I got 2 minutes on the clock and soon we're gonna have coffee. There we go, timer's up. Now you wanna swirl the coffee just like that a little bit gently. Wait 30 more seconds and we're gonna plunge and we're gonna have our coffee. There we go, I got it zoomed in here and I'm gonna plunge this thing ever so gently and it's coming out. We already had a little bit of liquid in there to begin with. You're using soft pressure, you don't wanna put it right next to you and plunge. Just gently push down and you can see the goodness coming out right there. I'm using one hand, but it's pretty hard to push. We're getting a lot of coffee and I hope this cup can hold it all. There it is, and it's making that AeroPress hissing sound. So cool. Another tip, you're supposed to pull this out just a little bit to help stop dripping, and I did that there. I'm gonna set that down right there. Oh, that smells delicious. Can you see that? That is not bad for my first AeroPress cup of coffee. Now let's talk a little bit of history about what went into this. In the early 1990s, inventor Alan Adler set out to make a better coffee maker for a 1 cup because with the traditional American style coffee maker, if you try to make 1 cup, you don't get a good cup of coffee out of it. It's weak, it doesn't taste good. They perform better when you're making 6 to 12 cups. Now Alan, you might know him because he invented that cool frisbee, that ring, that orange ring that you throw, and it's actually set a world record for it, longest object that you can throw. So Alan put his mind to a coffee maker, and that's what we have now. He wanted something that didn't involve a lot of mess, was easy to clean up, and was simple to use. And through the years, it's gone through different iterations to have what we have now with the AeroPress. And it's pretty cool because in the package, you get just a few basic items, and with that, you're able to make a good cup of coffee. Thank you, Alan, because he made a cool system. It's a pretty easy setup. You got your chamber, you got your piston, you got your filter holder down there, and the thing comes with extra filters. It comes with the stir, it comes with the scoop. It's everything you need. Give this video a thumbs up if you're using an AeroPress or you're thinking about using an AeroPress. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the AeroPress, and also if you're using other type of espresso machine setups or cold brew, what have you. Make sure to subscribe. Click that button down there or over there. Click the bell so you're getting notifications every time I post a new video. Cleaning, one other cool thing is that this thing is easy to clean. You just screw off the bottom part like that, and you're supposed to be able to pop it out pretty easily. I got my compost bucket right here. Later on, I throw it down in the garden. Everything's recycled around here. Here we go, let's try it out. Yep, popped right out. Clean, ready to go. They say you're supposed to rinse it out at that point. So let's give this thing a rinse so it's ready for tomorrow for the next use. That's it. It's pretty amazing. Super simple to clean. I want to thank James Hoffman for making the ultimate AeroPress guide. I'll put the link down to that below. So thank you, James, for making that. Check it out because he gives much more details than I went into in this video. AeroPress has taken off over these last years, and now there's an AeroPress World Championships where they nominate the best barista using an AeroPress. So thank you, Chad, for pointing that out on Twitter. I already knew it, but thank you anyway. You see the AeroPress in all the coffee shops now, all the higher end coffee shops, because it's a pretty good way to make a single serving of coffee, and you can vary your method, vary your beans each time. This time I'm using Honduras beans. AeroPress is handy, easy to travel with, something like maybe a portable Nespresso machine or the hand presso, which I mentioned before, and I put a link up to that there. Now, the AeroPress is maybe not as good as a pour over coffee. You don't get such the flavors that you would with the pour over, but it's a small compromise. And with a bit of time, you get much better with the AeroPress and you get a great taste out of it. And also you don't have all those capsules, the plastic and aluminum capsules that you would use with an espresso coffee machine. So it's good for the environment as well. And this is simple and fun to use and low cost. I paid around €37 for mine, and I'll put an Amazon link down below to the AeroPress maker and some other AeroPress accessories so you can check that out. Now, when to use the AeroPress coffee maker? Well, if you're having a lot of guests over, I would recommend using a French press or the pour over or the varying sizes of Mocha stovetop coffee makers. You can get those in large sizes, or fire up the espresso machine. I love pumping out the cappuccinos and the Americanos and the espressos with this thing. I'm not an expert barista, but I'm trying my best. Now, when you want to make a single serving of coffee in the morning, or if you're at work and you just want to make a coffee for yourself and you're traveling, I would recommend the AeroPress.